everybody. Welcome to Impossible Coin. It's been a wild week here. Someone stole all my fucking turrets.
So many turrets. That was a lot of money's worth of turrets.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen a Chevy Camaro pulling a U-Haul trailer hitch, but I saw it. Like, I just heard this noise. I heard somebody on the roof, and I got to the door in time, and I saw a Camaro pull off. License plate LETTUC number 3.
You should just report that to your cops. You know, the cops are designed to, like, protect property, so really, you should be able to report that to the cops. And their turrets, they should be super interested in protecting your turrets. That's Second Amendment, baby!
Yeah, you just throw Second Amendment when they ask you, like, why do you have turrets on your house? Like, well, it's my God-given right and it's American. And then, you know, they'll shut up or whatever.
And they'll be like, yeah, you're right. Have a good day.
And whoever took the turrets left a flyer under the windshield of my car, which I figured was really brazen. It's like, how do you steal my turrets and, like, leave advertising on my property? It just said, like, I'm going to turn your podcast into NFTs, baby.
Oh, good.
And had a phone number.
Great. Looking forward to it. I expect 50% of all sales.
Wait, you're co-signing this fucking theft, Tegan?
No, I just expect 50% of all sales.
Then it's no longer a theft, then it's a contract. But I think, like, 60 seems more, like, accurate. Like, we're creating the content.
No, I personally want 50% of all sales.
Oh my god,
Tegan... You guys can have whatever you want after that, but I want 50%. For the emotional labor.
Oh my god.
Tegan, have you been drawing strength from Ducat Sequoia?
No, absolutely not. I'm just a woman on the internet.
Why the fuck did he get on Twitter?
I mean, I assumed he's always been there. I was assuming that he was born on Twitter.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, that is where, like, a lot of bad things come from. Also, I was personally, emotionally wounded this week when I saw a tweet about our radio program. And someone was like, finally, 12 minutes in, they talk about the video games.
To his credit, he did say we got to it about 10 minutes in, which I think was also an exaggeration because we actually got there in 6 this week. But maybe our intros are a little long sometimes.
You know what? I don't buy that. Really? Look, Maple Leaf Sourpuss is clearly 105 years old.
First of all, that happened like 30 minutes in. That's the show. Like, that's fine. That can stay. God. But, Jesus, how far are we in right now?
I don't even know. I don't know.
This is the time we're going to start talking about video games.
I'm Brian Cartwright. This is Rocky Hardy, and that's Tegan Somerset.
Yay! Anyway. This is Impossible Coin. We're a podcast about video games.
It's true.
In case you didn't know.
And asparagus.
So last week, we did a gamer motivation profile. And we, found out some things about ourselves, or rather had some confirmations from this fucking survey that apparently had all our numbers. It's just how it works. It seems pretty effective. One of the games on its list that it suggested I try was Dondora, which is a thing that came out in 2018. I think it made it onto the Switch in 2019. I'm not entirely sure. But I remember playing it there, and I bounced off of it pretty hard. I think Brian had a similar experience.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
After that, I was fucking around on my Switch. I think it was a Thursday. I don't remember. I think I was kind of buzzed. And I was, like, swimming through my library, and I'm like, oh, shit, hold on. Dondora has a new icon now. And so I booted up my Dondora Trials of Fear edition on my Switch. And I had a really great time. I do remember when I first played it, I was playing it, like, handheld and not docked. I also remember that my left Joy-Con was drifting a bit at the time, and I had, like, a terrible time in what I now know was the tutorial of the game. Now, I got a Pro Controller, like, for, Monster Hunter Rise, because I had to get it, and I was messing around with it, and I was, like, completely, like, absorbed into the experience. Like, I think I sat down and played, like, 3 hours when I picked it up that Thursday, and I picked it up for another 2.5 hours the next day. It's really neat. Like, it feels like a solid Metroidvania with a very interesting movement system that feels a lot cleaner than when I played it like 2 years ago.
That is so fucking wild. Like, when I saw that you put this in the show doc, that prompted me to go pull up some writing about Dandara and how, like, the devs took the criticism of the movement system to heart.
Okay.
Yeah, like, that's kind of what happened, is that, like, basically, critically, writ large, people had the same experience that you and I had, Rocky, at launch. Because it did launch onto the Switch.
Right. Okay, so it was
And that
2018.
experience was big oof, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was like, holy shit, I can't do this.
Right. And I remember it being a video game that we were both excited for and that we both very much wanted to like.
Right.
But, like, basically everyone was like, oh my god, I can't move in this video game. And they're like, okay, let's go ahead and dump, like, an absolutely ridiculous amount of time and money into fixing the movement system. And that really excites me, and it makes me want to reinstall Dandara.
Dude, it was cool. Because the world and, like, the art is incredible. Like, you know, it looks good, and, like, it's just, it felt shitty to move at the time. But now that, like, movement is a lot more intuitive, like, and, like, you know, the way that, like, you land on, like, various, like, platforms after, like, jumping around is a lot more consistent, is what I'd say. Exploring the world is a joy now. And it's designed in a way, it's still a Metroidvania. Like, there are places where you have to, like, either end up having to retrace your steps, or you just like end up in circular paths that bring you into older areas with new abilities. And that feels good again. And it's like very like tuned and like streamlined in terms of like the amount of backtracking and stuff you have to do. And like it feels really good. The music is also great. Like I fought like 3 bosses in a row and had goosebumps the entire time. And like,
wow.
Yeah.
You know, this is so wild that you're kind of like discovering this like major overhaul now, because I read this thing this week about Sea of Solitude.
Okay, yeah.
Which is a video game that I remember being interested in before it came out, and then like when it came out, read a whole bunch of stuff about it and was like, oof, I'm like, I dodged a bullet, and then I didn't buy it.
Right.
Because of the stuff I read about it. And there was stuff about the gameplay that people said was bad, and people said that the voice acting in the game was bad.
Ah, shit,
and that
really?
Yeah. Well, it turns out that all the voice acting in Sea of Solitude at the time was being done by the devs because their budget didn't allow for them to hire professionals. And so, like,
sure,
kind of like Ninja Theory did with Senua's Sacrifice, you know, only this didn't work out. Like, Hellblade, it worked out. Like, Melina Juergens, like, turns out to be this, like, extraordinary, like, multi-talent who could be a character animator and also, like, a brilliant mocap actress. Sea of Solitude, that didn't work out.
For sure, yeah.
So there was problems with the gameplay, and there was problems with the voice acting, and people said that there were some issues with some of the cutscenes. But everyone's, like, so much of, like, the foundational ideas behind this game are good.
Right.
And so what happened was Quantic Dream reached out to the development team behind Sea of Solitude. Do you remember that time that Cornelia Geppert talked at an EA Play event? And she like came out on stage and she was like, her voice was trembling and she was like near tears. And she's like, we made Sea of Solitude. It means so much to us.
I do remember that.
Yeah. It was like the same year that like everybody like fell in love with Ikumi Nakamura at the Bethesda show. And It was like, we must protect these devs. And so like Quantic Dream reached out to Cornelia Geppert and was like, this obviously meant so much to you. How would you like a giant pile of money to fix everything that you want to fix in Sea of Solitude?
That's a move I've been seeing more lately. I'm interested in it, but I am also
wary.
Right.
Yeah, wary is a good word.
Yeah. Sea of Solitude just came out on Nintendo Switch, and it is Sea of Solitude : the director's cut.
Okay.
So they spent time addressing all of the gameplay issues, fixing the cutscenes, and using Quantic Dream's connection to hire a bunch of professional voice actors to recut and re-record all of the voice acting.
I hope it works out for their game.
Yeah, that's neat.
Yeah, and Sea of Solitude, the director's cut, is getting hugely good reviews.
Okay.
And so, like, this phenomenon of, like, games coming out and falling short, like, it's weird. It's like, I don't see this as being something which could conceivably be a part of the life cycle of every game, but it's wild that there's two such high-profile examples of this recently.
No, I think that's actually a healthy response to, like, what we've seen, right? Because, like, AAA has basically decided we need to throw hundreds of millions of dollars at every game every year, so that every time it comes out, we make $1 billion, and then we break even and our shareholders are happy. That's not sustainable. That doesn't make any damn sense. And, like, people who are essentially indie, they're not tied to major publishers, and they pour their hearts and souls into an iteration of an idea. If they're pushing the genre forward, like Dondora is trying to do something new with platforming and Metroidvanias, and Sea of Solitude is trying to embrace a deeper level of, like, nuance and emotional storytelling around mental health. Those are valuable ideas to the medium, and for them to, you know, not get it right on the first try could very well mean the death of those, like, ideas, or people not willing to take those risks, especially from an indie space.
Right.
The idea that they get second chances, that there's sort of, like, maybe like a secondary market for, like, publishers who are seeing games that have potential, that have good ideas, that can do well commercially, and, you know, tuning them so that they're ready for market seems like a good step to go in.
Yeah. Like, this is something that I kind of want to, I guess, follow and see if this continues happening, because there definitely have been times that, like, I've, like, sat down with a game that I was looking forward to and been like, this is a bummer, and kind of, like, wish that they had either had more time or more funding or what have you. And I would emphasize, this is not what happened with Taxi Chaos. Fuck that game forever into the dirt. Like,
no, okay, so, like, honestly, these two stories feel like an extension of, like, the wave that No Man's Sky was a part of.
Yeah.
Where, like, they definitely had an idea, and it was ambitious. It got people excited, and it wasn't done when they started selling it. And while that story has its own nuances and pitfalls, over time, it ultimately fulfilled its promise, and the people that are playing it are happy with it. That makes sense to me. And more of that should happen, and it shouldn't necessarily have to be tied to the AAA space. Or AA space, whatever, how much money that guy had.
Yeah. Rocky, it appears to me that the next thing you want to talk about is nowhere near as feel good.
Oh, yeah. So fucking Infiltration, right? What's this fucker's stupid-ass name? You know, I don't care. I'm not going to look it up. There is a fighting game player, Infiltration. He used to play for Mad Catz, I think, a bunch of years ago. He won a couple of Evos, most recently in 2019 for Samurai Showdown. We'll get to that later. But his initial claim to fame was Street Fighter 4 in, like, 2014. Like, I think he fucking embarrassed Daigo in a top 8 stage in a way that I felt was meaningful in, like, fighting game history. But it turns out around 2018, he got into some legal trouble. What for, you ask? Apparently for beating his wife in Korea. And so everyone decided, fuck this guy. This guy fucking sucks. But why am I talking about him today? Well, it turns out he recently ran a tournament from his Discord that was aimed at getting new players tournament experience in Street Fighter V. He even put in some sort of ranking requirement. I believe, like, you couldn't be higher than Ultra Bronze to enter the tournament. And it turns out that Infiltration ended up stacking the brackets in his own Discord. He definitely offered to coach some players that were interested in entering the tournament, which isn't necessarily bad. Like, you know, coaching is fine as long as it's not happening during a match. But of the 8 players that he coached, 7 of them made it into the top 8. And throughout the Discord, there are messages where it shows that Infiltration knew that these players were better than Ultra Bronze. And he told them to stop ranking up before the tournament so that they wouldn't end up being ineligible to join. And so, like, this tournament that was designed to be a nice area for newer players to gain some tournament level experience was ultimately sold out by its organizer, who once again is Infiltration, because he put up a cash prize that his Discord followers wanted, and they ended up smacking around all the other like fledgling players that entered the tournament. He did an intentionally shitty thing that makes it so that newer players that are just trying to like engage with the genre don't want to do it. And most people in the fighting game community still fucking hate this dude. There are people who like him simply because he's good at video games, and those people aren't going to go away. In fact, those people are actually important for like the way that any sort of like competitive genre exists. But like, holy shit, fuck this guy.
Oof. That guy.
Yeah. And then, you know, just to yo-yo back, because, you know, we're going up and down today, Monster Hunter Rise dropped. And I was a little upset that I couldn't play it at midnight, or midnight Eastern, let alone midnight my time, because that's usually when, like, Nintendo updates their eShop and you'll be able to, like, confirm that you're able to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
But Capcom fucked up twice on the official Monster Hunter Twitter. They tweeted at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time that the game was available now. So people try to, you know, instantly buy and like download and play, and that didn't work because, you know, the shop updates at like midnight Eastern normally. But at literally midnight Eastern, the official Capcom USA Twitter replies to the Monster Hunter Twitter page saying, hey, for people in North and South America, Monster Hunter will be available in a few hours. But they waited literally until midnight Eastern to do that.
Whoops.
Yeah. And so, you know, a bunch of people were mad about it. Turns out it didn't go live till about 3 a.m. Eastern or, you know, midnight Pacific. Why midnight Pacific? I have no idea. And more importantly, it didn't stop me from playing the game 16 hours the following day. So, you know, Monster Hunter Rise is dope. I'm playing a new weapon. I normally play dual blades. I've been doing it for about a decade. But I decided to play Lance because, like, Lance has really consistent damage, and it also has like a very defensive playstyle, which I was interested in messing around with. And it's really fun. I'm high flying and zipping and stabbing stuff. When monsters decide to hit me, I say no and I hit them back. And that's really enjoyable for me. There's a bunch of quality of life stuff that feels really smooth. It's very easy to just pick up a quest and like go. You literally don't have to like walk through a door and hit like 8 menus. You just kind of press a button, ZR, and you're in.
Right.
The fucking Spirit Birds adding like permanent buffs is nice, but not entirely necessary. Usually I can run in and just fight a monster now, like once I know what I'm doing, when I'm comfortable with its movements. But like if I'm getting stomped by something, I go like, give me a second, I'm gonna go talk to some birds, and then, you know, I come back a bit tougher, a bit beefier, and that's cool. Before, where you'd have to like literally leave the mission and then like maybe decide if you want to go farm something else, try to get a better weapon and whatnot. The new like rampage like tower defense thing is pretty neat. I haven't fought an Apex monster yet, but it looks like some of those fights may be contrived in a way that I'm not super happy about, but I'm not going to talk about it that much until I play it. The new monster cast is neat. I fought my first Zinogre, which is like my all-time favorite Monster Hunter monster, and it felt like showing up to a test where you already know all the answers. It still like moves the way in ways that like I'm really comfortable with, and like even though I'm using a completely different weapon, it just allows me to like fight it and exploit its weaknesses in like ways that I couldn't do with dual blades, which is really cool. I've done a handful of the online stuff, and while like the monsters seem a bit spongier, so that like if you're just trying to do like the hub quest solo, like it's just gonna be like a bit longer. Like if you try to mount a monster, normally you can do it in like 1 or 2 hits in like your normal solo mode, but it takes somewhere like 3 to 6 in like hub mode if you're doing it by yourself. But like playing collaboratively with people on the hub online mode is really fun. It's actually really interesting to like coordinate and set up like stuff, or like really marvel at like the cool stuff that you and your high flying friends can now do. I'm having a great time with it. I'll probably talk about it more.
So, like you said, it was midnight my time that the thing finally became available.
Mm-hmm.
It was a wild ride watching Twitter.
Yeah.
In the time between when Capcom said, like, hey, y'all, coming soon, and when I would have thought that Capcom blocked the Suez Canal. Like, it just... it was a fucking thing. Like, not you, but definitely some folks you pal about with, Rocky, were like, I'm gonna die! I saw some, like... I definitely saw some, like, I'm gonna dies.
Yeah, there was a lot of people that were, like, big mad because they wanted to play the game right now. Brian, I know people, you know that demo that I talked about where, like, there are, max 3 fights and, like, 2 tutorials?
Mm-hmm.
I know people that have put triple-digit numbers into that demo, trying to find everything there is to know about the game. When you told them that the game wasn't going to be up for another 4 hours when they expected it, like, they were going to pop off. There's no way they weren't. Like, Jesus Christ. I was kind of mad, but I was just like, you know what? This is going to be up at 2 a.m. Fuck it. I'll come back tomorrow. I'm going to sleep. You guys take care.
God. All right, Rocky. I just have to ask because, like, I know that the answer is likely no, Brian, just don't. But I keep on seeing all these people saying that, like, Monster Hunter Rise is informed by design lessons from Monster Hunter World. That it's kind of like a fusion of the old PSP and 3DS style Monster Hunters and then the larger, console experience for Monster Hunter. Like, it, like, fuses both of these experiences for, like, something new.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay. Should Brian play Monster Hunter Rise, or do I already know everything I personally need to know about Monster Hunter?
Brian, there is a demo that's available on the eShop.
Yeah, you could just play that.
You could invest some time into that without having to commit to purchasing Monster Hunter.
That's correct. Well, like, while there are differences, obviously, from, like, the game to, like, the demo, like, the core concepts are generally there. There are definitely, like, tiny, like, minor things that, like, are different between, like, combat in, like, the demo and, like, combat in the game. But everything that you need to know about informing a purchase of Monster Hunter Rise is in the demo. There isn't, like, some strange killer app that if for some reason you don't like the demo will be in the game. Unless you count, like, the animal cutscenes and stuff, which, is important to some people. But, like, outside of that, like, you start with character creation instead, and then you're in the exact same space. So, like, play with the demo. My answers to your 2 questions is that I don't think you should play Monster Hunter Rise, but you don't know everything you need to know about Monster Hunter Rise.
Okay, that's intriguing. That's an intriguing combo. So I should continue to learn about Monster Hunter, but not necessarily pick this up.
Yeah, I mean, mess around with the demo, man. Like, honestly.
Okay.
I do think you should probably pick a weapon with a shield if you try to mess with it, because I remember you, like, playing Hammer. And, like, I didn't know your, like, propensity to defensive playstyles at the time. And if I did, I wouldn't have told you to play Hammer. I would have told you either pick up one of the lances or play, like, a bowgun with a shield. But, you live and learn or whatever.
Right. Okay, cool. Tegan, you purchased a turd but haven't played with it?
No, it's Pioneers of Olive Town.
Okay, not Poot.
Yes, Poot, but not that kind of Poot.
Okay.
The new story of Seasons.
Yeah, the new story of Seasons is Pioneers of Olive Town, and that means the acronym is POOT. I haven't gotten to play it yet, though, because we picked it up, and then the next day was power outage day. So Switch died, and that was it. Oh well.
Damn rip.
You know what also sucks is keyboard had come day before power outage day also, so got to play with keyboard for a little bit, and then I went to bed, and then there was no electricity.
Oh yeah, how does that feel having a backspace button now?
Oh, it's great. It's so good. I think I ranted about it on, like, every kind of social media that I have. Just being like, you know what I got? A backspace button.
Tegan, I want to hear about the keystrokes. Tell us about how it feels to use your keyboard.
It feels like a keyboard. I don't know. What do you want? What are you expecting? Man. I don't know. I'm not some, like, sommelier of fucking keyboards. What kind of...
Just ask your questions.
What are you looking for?
So I can take a shower afterwards, like, Jesus.
What the... Alright. Does it feel good?
Yeah.
Does it feel good?
Yeah, it feels like a keyboard.
Alright. God, alright, never mind.
I have enjoyed typing on it. My only, like, observational bits of feedback so far are that the, for the folks at home who don't know what kind of keyboard I got and they want to take a look at it, I got the Acco Monet's Pond keyboard with the Gatron switches, the pink Gatron switches, because they upgraded me. The only, like, observational things I have so far are the backspace button and the space bar are, like, a little bit soft, if that makes sense.
It does.
But that's it.
Wait, how does that make sense?
It makes me wonder if maybe some of the keycaps have been knocked loose.
What?
Tegan, do you own a key puller?
They sent me a key puller.
Okay. I might recommend like pulling those and seeing if anything happened to the switches underneath, if they need to be reset, and then replacing those keys.
Oh, like punch them back in the like slots or whatever.
Right.
Okay, but those two keys in particular, why would that make sense?
They often get knocked loose during shipping.
Okay.
If that was the thing, then I know exactly what to do about that. So, yeah. We'll discuss after. It'll be fine. But yeah, so then my Sailor Moon keyboard is also on the way. That has different switches in it. It's got like these pink and gold ones in it. I don't know. They seemed cool. So that's coming in the mail. I'm very excited. But so far the best feature on this keyboard, other than like the fact that it's beautiful and like I like all the little artistic like keys on it, is that when I switch to the Japanese input, I just have to type like the corresponding key for the symbol instead of the 2-letter for the katakana or the hiragana. So like the U key on my keyboard is also the na key. So I can just type a na without having to type an N and an A. So it actually makes my Japanese typing, like, I'm slow right now, but ultimately I will be faster.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's very cool, because it means the kanji pop up faster instead of it trying to figure out, like, okay, this is the hiragana you're trying to type in now. Also, this is, and then I convert it into the kanji. It's just, this is the hiragana you've typed, and based on these other hiragana around it, this is the kanji you want. Which is neat. I do enjoy it. And I can't wait for my Sailor Moon one to come. But I showed it to my mom the other day, my mom and my dad, because they are well aware of my, like, lack of backspace button woes. And my mom was like, this is for personal use, right? And I was like, yeah, Mom, it's not for work. I bought it for me. I did make an irresponsible purchase for work when I took my keyboard from my desk. Like, this is for me. The Sailor Moon keyboard is for work. We just haven't mentioned the Sailor Moon keyboard.
Okay, for sure.
I'm so excited. Also, I figured out what's up with my desk, which is exciting and also not exciting. The desk itself is sold out. They're getting more desks on, like, the second week of April. So, like, the 5th or the 6th, they're expecting them to come into their warehouse. And they're like, but, so we'll send it out first. Like, as soon as we check one in, we can just turn it right around and send it out to you if you want. Or we can cancel your order or whatever. And I'm like, well, like, at that point, it's almost there. I'll just wait. So.
For sure.
Yeah. So when that comes in, then it's gonna be, I'm gonna do a TikTok of, like, me setting up all the cutesy shit, you know?
For sure.
You know the kind. Like, damn. It's gonna be dumb. Can't wait.
Yeah, good times.
But yeah, we lost power. It got windy. Fuck Ohio, man.
So, like, the weird thing is, you know what it is? I just realized. So, El Paso's actually a pretty windy city, because, you know, desert, dust, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, you know, I definitely grew up with, like, windstorms, and even just, like, random, like, mini twisters just out in the road or whatever. But, like, power has never been a concern during a windstorm, but I just realized it's because of trees.
It's because of trees. Yeah, it's 100%. You live in a fucking desert.
Yeah, I know. No,
you don't have to worry about trees.
We don't really. I mean, trees are never a harmful thing. Most trees don't crack like 20 feet out here, so like.
Oh yeah, no, trees are gonna fucking murder you out here. Tree ripped off some siding from our house in the windstorm. This is not the first time the same tree has ripped off siding from the same side of the house.
Oh my god.
But hopefully this will be the final, like, tug that gets us to finally take the tree down, because that's what I want to do, but whatever. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just, like, you know, someone in their early 30s, but whatever. Anyway, but yeah, tree fell down. Tree did line damage. We got mad about it. I got very mad about it. I got madder than Alex got Alex got mad at me for getting mad about it, but only because I kept saying, and I said this on Twitter, that it's the third time since we've been working from home that I've had to throw out all of the food in our fridge because we lost power because a tree fell on a fucking power line. Like, the third time. And I was so mad about it. And he was like, if you say that one more time, Tegan, I live here too. I am aware of how many times we have lost power because of tree damage. But then, like, he tweeted at our energy company. It was like, maybe you should upgrade the power system so that every time it gets windy, like, we don't lose power. And they were like, well, like, we do perform, like, routine maintenance, but, you know, it's a little bit different when the sustained winds over 60 miles an hour. And I was like, it's a tree! It's the third time a tree has fallen on the power lines! The third time in, like, 9 months easily! Are you fucking kidding me? Fix it! Upgrade it! Don't just do repairs! What the fuck? Protect the lines from the trees, you dumb shits! God.
So, I feel compelled now to share a story of the year that I lost power 4 times in the space of 12 months for a dumb reason.
Oh, was it because of a squirrel? Did a squirrel get in the, like, thing and fry itself? Because that also happens.
Every fucking time. And, like, that's the special thing about, like, I guess, living in, like, the low desert is that, like, nobody is ready for your fucking squirrel. Is that, like, squirrel crawls into the transformer because it's like, I'm done with life. And then a whole block loses power.
Yep.
And, like, the power company shows up with their fucking bucket truck and they're like, we're baffled. And
the greatest mystery of the age. A rodent.
Yeah, they're like, we better call out the fucking CSI on this one.
Oh, God.
Just 4 times in a year. 4 times. No, let's get out the windbreakers and flashlights. This is a tough one.
Yeah, right, honestly, it's so dumb. And up here, it's just like, oh yeah, squirrel got in the transformer, we'll have it up in like 20 minutes, relax. But a tree, it depends on the tree, and it depends on where it fell, and it, you know, because, like, does it snap the line? Did it not snap the line? Is the line just disconnected from a pole? Is the wire still live? Like, I get it. It's a big problem. But also, we live in Ohio. Near a metro park. There are lots of trees. Prepare for the trees. Like, it's not hard. I don't know why. I don't get it. And, like, the worst part is, it's like, our block is the block that always loses power. The guys across the street always have power. And we're always here with our fucking flashlights. Because we're on the side that's powered by the lines that go through the fucking park. You dumb shit. God, why? I don't get why it's hard. It doesn't seem like it's that hard.
Guys, we need to write to Congressman.
No, don't worry, my congressman. My congressman doesn't give a shit.
Fuck.
We had a whole scandal where the power company was bribing the Ohio State Senate. Like, we all know it's going on. It's a big problem. Fuck. Ugh. Last summer it was like, oh yeah, the Black Lives Matter protests are happening. And while we're doing that, we can tell the people of Ohio, oh, we found out that the energy company has been bribing your state officials. But because you're so focused on the protests, like, you're not going to look at this. Fuck you!
Yeah.
God damn it. And then they were like, oh, well, someone should take care of this. And it turns out the guy they hired to investigate was also bribed by the energy company. Yay! It was great. Maybe they'll figure it out. But I did get to do my favorite kind of early video game entertainment, which is a big puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
I did a puzzle. It was like a Japanese garden that had like cherry blossoms and stuff in it. It was very nice.
Can we have a photo for the Patreon?
Yeah, I can take a photo for the Patreon.
Cool.
It's cute. It's definitely like a garden. Like, it's a staged garden. Not like, you know. You know what I mean. I
do. This fourth topic, we're not talking about, right?
No, we're not talking about it. I just want everyone to know, this is a public service announcement. I'm not going to discuss the Call of Duty rumors. I only discuss Call of Duty facts. I just want to put that out there in case there's someone who's like, oh, your premier boots on the ground correspondent didn't cover that. I'm not covering it because it's a rumor. I'll cover it when it's a fact.
Okay.
That's it.
So Tegan feels the call of facts, not the call of rumors.
Well, I know, here's the thing. It's my patriotic duty to only report the facts on the propaganda machine. You know?
Jesus. Okay, so the rumor will remain in the show doc, will be available to our patrons exclusively. So then we got, I guess, Brian's.
I was just going to say, like, Tegan, when I read that rumor, all I could think was, like, it's like somewhere right now, Tegan is angry.
I saw the thing and I was like, of course it is. And that's the end. And I was just like, I'm not going to talk about it, but I'm going to put it on the show doc so that people know I saw it and I'm not talking about it.
So I guess stay tuned for about 2 weeks from now when Tegan will be officially angry.
Yeah, well, I'll be officially like, I fucking knew it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
So I guess the first thing I want to talk about is Farm It.
Farm It?
Which is Farm It. Which is a game that came out on Friday, and I started playing, and when I play it, I'm pretty sure that the game is like, I don't know. Okay, all right. I don't know what the fuck is up with this game. I don't know if I'm on drugs or if this is a baby's toy or what.
Mm-hmm.
It's a farming game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
But the noises and the animations it makes at me appear to be designed to amuse a toddler. And
all right.
But the thing is that like a lot of like the connective tissue of the game is stuff which is like too complicated for a toddler to do. So that's where I get confused.
Like what?
It has like this whole like system for like upgrading your farm, which like requires you to like connect multiple systems together. Like, okay, like, you know, grow some vegetables and then go into your house and play this mini game to turn some of the vegetables into vegetable smoothies. And it is very, very easy to fuck up the mini game where you make vegetable smoothies and then go to your fruit stand and sell a combination of both fruit and smoothies made from some of the fruit inventory to make money, and then take the money back over here to like upgrade various systems, which can expand the type of activities that you can do. There's a lot of these like very synergistic systems, and like some of the systems are like incredibly easy to interact with. Like the actual just like farming, like I'm making vegetables, is swiping at your screen thing where you're just like doing it, and like your little farmer just stands in the upper right hand corner of the screen going like, yeah, whoa, yeah, whoa, whoa, and like jumping and clapping and making baby noises.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, is he about to like just like, you know, fourth wall break, look at the screen and go like, you're all gonna die, and then like the game secretly reveals itself to be something sinister, and I just don't fucking know. I don't know what Farm It wants from me.
Brian?
Yes.
While I'm not entirely sure that this is a game that you hand to a toddler for them to fuck off, I do think you're underestimating toddlers.
Okay, that's fair.
I think this is still like a toddler-focused game that's meant to be played with light supervision, which honestly isn't a bad fit for a game aimed at young children.
You know, that's a good point.
Yeah, I think, I don't think this game is aimed at toddlers specifically. I think it's aimed at young children.
That's fair. Like more E for everyone as opposed to like EC.
Yeah, E for everyone, but like 8 years and under.
E.
Yeah. Like 3 to 8 years old.
That makes sense.
Because we got that like early language reading skill sort of thing, but also like, I don't like any of these designs. This bear is freaky.
Do you see what I mean? You see what I mean by like I'm certain that something's just gonna look at the screen and say you're all gonna die?
Yeah,
like,
it's like it's got a human face and they just like skinned a bear mask over it. It's not cutesy the way that like Animal Crossing animals are. They're scary.
Right.
They're too uncanny valley.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure I'm going to uninstall this game. Like I downloaded it because it's on Apple Arcade, and so like I just have it, and so like didn't cost me nothing, and so like I downloaded it, and I've now played it, and like I'm pretty sure this game is giving me nightmares.
Sorry.
Like, it's so fucked up. Everything looks weird.
Mm-hmm.
All the noises are, like, unpleasant. Everything feels scary, and I don't know why. Like, this game is fucking with me.
I don't want to say it's scary, unsettling. It feels unsettling. I think it's because
Yes.
all of these designs are a little bit, they're too close to the Uncanny Valley, like,
Yeah.
pit.
Mm-hmm.
In an effort to be cute, they over-humanized everything.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, the little beat thing that gives you the, like, instructions and tells you what you're supposed to be doing, that's cute, and that's fine. And if everything else was modeled after that, I think it would be better visually, but, like, yeah. You know?
Yeah.
I'm really bothered. Like, there's this, like, little wild boar pig thing that, like, runs around all the time. And, like, it and the chicken eyes really fucking bother me. Like,
The chicken eyes are kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the chickens, and the chickens are looking back, and I'm like, fuck you. Just
They're
like,
peering into your soul there.
they've got my fucking number.
Brian, do the chickens blink? Tell me the chickens don't blink.
The chickens do not blink.
Oh,
I
good.
fucking knew it.
Ugh,
It's like,
God.
Jesus Christ, it's like 8 frames of animation. Please do it. Jesus Christ.
Ugh, fuck. So I don't know. Like, the actual act of farming is so weird. Like, the first thing you do is, like, scrape a giant emoji off the ground. I don't get it.
Yeah, you really do.
Tegan went and found a picture of you doing it. Like,
No, I skimmed through a YouTube video
Right.
of someone doing it on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, like, none of this makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that, like, this is one of those things where, like, I have to, like, dig deep and go, like, this is one of those things which is just, like, so profoundly not for me that, like, I don't have any way of judging whether or not it is good.
For sure.
All I know is that it's coming for me, and, like, when I turn off the lights, it's there.
Anyone who happens to be a part of the populations of listeners to this show and subscribers to Apple Arcade, maybe take a look at Farm It and tell us what you think about it. So Brian can probably sleep at night.
I would like to see the shape of your fucking, like, gamer graph if you like Farm It. Like, if it's just a pentagram, I'll believe it.
Wait, no, send us your gamer motivation profile.
Yes, do it. I want it. Show us your gamer motivation pentagram,
Also,
so I can know why you like Farm It.
I kind of want to have, like, everyone that comes on the show just do the gamer motivation profile before, like, they come on so we could talk about it a little. That sounds like fun to me, but that's a whole other thing.
Yep. Also, as prompted by the Square Enix Direct, I got a hair up my ass and went and downloaded Arkanoid versus Space Invaders.
Okay.
Because when it came out, it got very, very good reviews, and 2 specific old men that I follow like it very much. Jeremy Parrish and Jeff Gerstmann spoke very highly of it. And I'm like, if Parrish and Gerstmann like this game, that is probably my old man bullshit and the opposite of Farm It. And sure enough, it is absolutely the opposite of Farm It and absolutely my old man bullshit. And is exactly as advertised, a perfect fusion Arkanoid and Space Invaders gameplay, and is totally my cocaine. It also has weird anime bullshit in it, which is also great. You unlock various characters with, like, additional abilities in this, like, Arkanoid versus Space Invaders environment, who are Square Enix and Taito characters that, like, have, like, their Arkanoid paddles have, like, different abilities. Or different supers during, like, rounds. It's very fast. It's very colorful. And like, it's so crazy how perfectly Arkanoid and Space Invaders go together that, like, I'm surprised that they didn't do this 25, 30 years ago. It's crazy how well they fit together. I unlocked a chocobo.
On purpose?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I can now play levels as a chocobo. I have, like, a little, like, anime commander lady who tells me what to do to defend the universe against the Space Invaders. She's great. On a scale of 1 to 100 Paimons, she's about 1 Paimon, so I like her. So, strong reco on Arkanoid versus Space Invaders. It's also $4 and you're done. It does not want any more of your money after you give it $4.
Wait, hold on. Did I fuck up? Tegan, did you not talk about Genshin?
I didn't talk about Genshin. That's okay, though.
Tegan?
Yeah.
But it's the Windbloom Festival?
Yes, the festival.
What do you want to tell us about the festival?
I finished all 4 of the like, Windbloom Festival Day event quests, which were fun. Venti this is the second time during a Venti quest that he has successfully made me feel things.
For sure.
Not like, oh, I love Venti, but like, oh yeah, you know what? You make good points there, Armin. You know?
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? Venti fucking gets it. Damn! And then I just, poor dude. I feel bad for Venti. I don't know how, the next thing is gonna go when Child shows up. So, God. Brian, whenever Child shows up, bad things happen to
It's
good
true.
people. Venti's a good people.
Wait, Tegan.
Yeah.
Who did Kaya write his poem to?
Who did Kaya write his poem to, and why did he threaten them? These are questions!
I need to get back into Genshin.
How far does the Kaya is a double spy for the Abyss Order and Mondstadt go?
He's 100% a double agent.
They've made Kaya way more evil than they've made Child, and Child's evil!
So, Brian, you have Kaya in your party, right? Like, he's the blue ice boy with the
blue
eye
ice
patch?
boy. A great blue ice boy.
Yes.
So Kaya, in the latest event, participated in a love poem writing class led by Venti, who you've either met or you will meet soon.
Venti the Bard. He's great.
Yeah. And he prepares a poem and then has Venti read it. And Venti asks if he could read the poem aloud. Mm-hmm. And he reads some Hilichurlian phrase, like, you know, the little, like, monsters are, like, out in the wild. Goodness. And he says this phrase means I love you in the Hilichurial language. And then some other line afterwards, except it doesn't mean that.
Yeah, it's like, I will kill you or I will conquer you is like a better translation. And it's like,
Jesus.
but who is he writing that for? Is he writing it for Venti because he knows Venti also speaks Hilichurlian? Or is it for someone else? Or what? Oh, too many questions, not enough answers.
Mm-hmm.
All right, how much more do I need to do in Genshin before it would let me play with other people? And is playing with other people going to, like, meaningfully change the experience? Or is it still truly just, like, a single-player game that lets you, like, raid against huge bosses with multiple people?
There's more to multiplayer than just raiding.
Okay.
But the list of activities that you have doesn't necessarily expand with multiple people. It's just you're simply able to do them together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If we both have an active quest and we do it together, do we both get the credit for it?
No.
Yeah.
Well, that sucks.
You can only do certain active quests together, and none of them are, like, story-related. The person whose world you are visiting is the person who gets the credit for the quest. You usually can only do, like, daily quests or, like, select event quests with your, like, world open, because the quests that alter the world state lock your world until you complete them.
Right.
Because the game doesn't want to have to deal with, like, well, in this version of the world, it's not done, and in this version of the world, it's partway done, and in this version of the world, it is done. So it's just like, before you get that quest is one world state, and then after you get that quest, you have to finish the quest before you can open up your world again.
See, Miyoho understands clearly the fact that we cannot have nice things.
Mihoyo understands the fact that we cannot have nice things because I've fucking ruined the limited Genshin chicken release. But they did give us all those recipes as login bonuses, so...
That is true. Shout out to that.
We are definitely going to talk about the phenomenon of we not having nice things today. That is a topic on this show.
Oh. Okay.
I also played a game called Box It Up, which is a sequel to a game from some years ago called Tape It Up. Well, okay, it's a spiritual sequel. It's one of those.
All right.
The company that originally made Tape It Up went on to release a game called Cookie Run, which became hugely successful. The original developer decided to devote all their resources to just cranking out Cookie Run sequels, and the two lead developers who had made Tape It Up said, fuck it, left the company and started their own company called Tape, and are like, we're now going to make a game called Box It Up. And Box It Up, it's like a rapid fire puzzle game about boxes on a conveyor belt, where you've got 3 channels. There are boxes which have red paper in them, boxes that have yellow paper in them, and boxes that have blue paper in them. And you're trying to move them through the right channels on the conveyor belt. And you get bonuses for lining up lots of boxes of the same color. And then it starts to throw complications at you. There's paper on the conveyor belt which is not inside of a box, and so you have to box it up. Or there might be a box which is sealed, and so you don't know what color the paper is inside the box, and so you have to open it to check, so that way you can figure out which chute to fling it down. Or there are boxes on the conveyor belt which have lazy, sleepy kitties sitting on top, and you have to get the kitties off in order to fling the box down the conveyor belt. Or just empty boxes that are not going to have any paper paired with them. There's lots and lots of sorting and shuffling configurations of 3 or 4, and so it kind of has a columns or puzzle fighter feel, but also the upward motion of the puzzle field has a bubble feel, with things moving up instead of down. Very, very attractive pixel art. I'm not sure if you guys have pulled up screenshots, but this is a very pretty game. Great animation, good music. Have discovered that as you progress through the game, each time you get a new kitty off of the boxes, it unlocks an entirely different kitty mini game in the special feature section. I just got a kitty shooter, kind of like a kitty version of Defender. So you keep on unlocking mini games with the kitties, and then you're unlocking different conveyor belts in different locations. You're unlocking different things to shoot the boxes down the conveyor belts. You're unlocking music and art. It's one of those things which just keeps on unlocking its rewards as you play it, and so it kind of you have that sense of accomplishment as you go. Plus the puzzling is very, very fast and very, very satisfying. It's a good thing to pick up for a few minutes. And this is another one of those things that I really, really hope makes its way to Switch, because I think that the aesthetic and the speed of the puzzling would fit right in. There have been so many in recent years puzzle games about the rapid preparation and the rapid service of making plates of food as a puzzle mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
That I think that this boxing as puzzling, boxing items as puzzling, kind of feels this organic extension of that, where what's actually what the underlying gameplay is coloring and matching, but layering job behavior on top of it, and a job aesthetic on top of it, I think is something that people go for. So I could see this thriving in the Switch environment. Cool game. I'm continuing to check in with Cozy Grove every day. There's now more ghost bears that live on my island. They're all very nice. One of the ghost bears is in charge of the Ghost Bear collection, which is very much for you Animal Crossing fans out there, means that they're kind of the Blathers of my Cozy Grove Island. When I discover new things, if I find a new type of seashell or a new fish or a new root or vegetable or fruit, I take them to this ghost bear first, who adds them to the collection and then gives me a reward for expanding the collection. There's a bear who wants me to help deliver the mail, and the bear who just showed up before we started recording today is a bear who is a baker, and she wants me to help find ingredients so that way she can do baking. So, like, there's, like, a very, very strong rhythm to Cozy Grove, and, like, Cozy Grove also is, like, very, very good about making you get off the treadmill. I know that, like, especially when it's, like, early going in Animal Crossing, like, there are times where you'll just, like, be playing the game for hours to try and, like, say, get as much money as possible or something, where the resources versus treadmill early in the Animal Crossing experience basically, like, reward extended playtime out of one side of its mouth while telling you to not have extended playtime with the other side of its mouth. And one of the things that Cozy Grove does is kind of like dry up profitable resource acquisition after a period of time and basically tell you to go away. It is possible to conceivably, like, fish out the sea and, you know, like, catch all the fish in the sea and, you know, dig all the holes that you can around the island and, like, get all the fruit from the trees and harvest all the roots and feed all of the imps and, like, deliver all the spirit logs to your fire, at which point, like, the various bears will be like, hey, I don't think there's any other way that you can help right now. Like, maybe you should come back later. And I'm like, okay, Cozy Grove, thank you. And I, like, turn it off. I really, really like the fact that it's kind of, like, giving me that, like, warm, cozy slice of life gameplay, but also, like, builds mechanisms into itself to not have me, like, sitting there forever, which I appreciate. Like, because that's something which, like, Nintendo, like, oftentimes, like, seems to, like, pay lip service to. Like, I don't know how many Nintendo games y'all have played where it's like, hey, you've been at this a while. Do you want to take a break? And you just press the fuck no button and keep going. And, like, it continues to, like, reward you in the same way. It's like, well, if you actually wanted me to stop, like, wouldn't you change the reward mechanisms at this point? Also, played through and finished a game called Hitchhiker, which I very, very strongly recommend. Hitchhiker is coming to consoles, including Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch, and PC later this year. I think in a couple months. I think you only got 2 months to wait. So I played Hitchhiker. It is about a person who goes on a series of 5 rides as a hitchhiker and immediately discovers that they have no memory of themselves. They don't know who they are. They don't know why they're hitchhiking. And trying to figure out who they are and what's going on. It's a very good, surrealist, supernatural mystery. Like, gorgeous art style. There's some really intriguing stuff that happens through the game that kind of, like, makes me want to go through it another time, because there's some choices that happen in the game which feel like extraordinarily pivotal, and I'm kind of curious as to, like, what other way things can go. It's very narratively rich. It has a very, very good story, and there's, like, times it, like, breaks itself out and, like, delivers part of its narrative with, like, a completely different aesthetic and a completely different look, which is, like, very refreshing and very cool. Like, a lot of times when games have, like, dream sequences or moments where they, like, break out for a bit, they feel very samey, but here those moments feel, like, radically different, which, like, really sell their dream quality. There have been games about, like, hitchhiking before, and games about hitchhiking before which have, like, tried to also, like, handle the supernatural. There was a game that came out some years ago about you being the driver and you picking up, like, a series of ghosts along, like, a highway, and it was trying to, like, communicate the whole, like, hitchhiking experience. And there was another one which was, like, a hitchhiking game, but it turns out that the person that you hitched a ride with is a serial killer. Like, how will you escape? And
I mean, that just sounds like a real world scenario.
Yeah, this is not those things.
Oh, man.
This is a... What's that?
No, I remember one time when me and a friend picked up a hitchhiker. Well, not really a hitchhiker. I don't think so. I think he was just some guy on the wrong side of town. And we thought he was going to be a serial killer, but he just turned out to be a loser, which was, like, disappointing.
I would say that's better. Wait a minute.
What?
How is it disappointing that you didn't get murdered?
So my friend, actually, to be honest, both of us, we thoroughly expected this trip to go left but we decided to do the right thing and give this person a ride home. Okay, let me start from the beginning. We went to a bowling alley with an old high school friend, and we later ended up at a McDonald's. And at the McDonald's, there was a guy who was desperately asking people to give him a ride home. He said that he was out with some friends at a nearby strip club, but at some point his friends at the strip club ditched him, and he is now on the wrong side of town. He said that he needed to go on the west side, we live on the east side. And me and my friend, after thinking about it for a little bit, he's like, you know what? We'll give this guy a ride home, because those are the kind of people that we were. And so we got the guy in the car. He sat in the back. We both sat in the front. My friend, Micah, he was driving like with his pocket knife like in his hand over the steering wheel the entire time for what turned out to be like an hour and a half long drive. And,
Jesus.
you know, I definitely had a roll of quarters in my right hand, like ready to throw a hook if necessary. But he just kind of ranted about his like ridiculous life, how he got like really high on cocaine and like ate like 6 foot longs or some bullshit, or how like he thought some lady at the mall was hitting on him when she was clearly just trying to sell him some lotion. And it was like, I don't want to say it was demoralizing, because that's not what it was. It looked like we were actually chasing a thrill that turned out to not happen, and that disappointed us.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever been disappointed to not have, like, an upsetting run-in with a strange man.
That makes sense.
But maybe that's just my experience.
Yeah. That makes sense to me, Tegan. I totally understand.
I bet if you were me, I don't think you would have been chasing that experience.
Well, yeah. But, like, you know, they'd probably be happening a lot more commonly, I think. That's a whole other thing.
Fair and valid.
I took this moment to, like, look into just, like, how many different fucking hitchhiking games there have been over the last few years. There was Wheels of Aurelia, Rides with Strangers, Full Blast Hitchhiking, and then, like, at least another one, which which is the one about, like, picking up ghosts, which I can't recall. So, like, it appears to me like hitchhiking is, like, this full-on subgenre, but, like, Hitchhiker seems to be the best execution of it that I think I've ever seen. It's very cool to, like, rummage through your bag, you know, like, as the hitchhiker, and, like, look at the things and kind of, like, sort through the mystery of yourself as you go on the 5 different rides. The game has, like, a very cool kind of, like, intermission moment when you realize you're at the halfway point, and it's, like, this trip to a diner where you're, like, hanging out in a diner. It understands it's, like, pacing well. See, I don't know whether to recommend this video game to Tegan or not, because I'm pretty sure that it would get some, like, What Remains of Edith Finch shouting.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
I appreciate that you would take that into consideration. I could always, like, watch the game, you know?
I still believe that there are things that like, I think that the act of doing in What Remains of Edith Finch, like, felt powerful. There are things that happen in the game that, like, either feel better or feel worse because you're the one doing them. I remember still feeling fucked up by drowning that baby in the bathtub. Or when I, like, put my head down on the conveyor belt in the cannery to kill myself. I'm like, you know, like, the act of doing made those moments feel more potent.
Mm-hmm.
There are definitely things that happen in Hitchhiker that I think feel more potent through the act of doing. But, like I know that you connect with those things differently. So who knows? I think it's a great game. Like, I strongly recommend Hitchhiker. It's well worth the time. Whether it will end up being your specific brand of vodka, I don't know.
I mean, Hitchhiker is on the Apple Store.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's not accessible to me anyway.
But he's saying it's going to come out, like, everywhere in a couple months.
Yeah, I just got it first, but it's hitting all consoles and PCs in 2 months. Yeah.
It'll probably largely depend on what the price point is.
$15.
I'll think about it.
Yeah. This was also, like, a huge week for Hearthstone because there were a few cards that got unnerfed and then...
Re-nerfed.
Nope. These are permanent unnerfings.
Okay. I like it better when they fuck with people.
And they also launched Classic Mode. And so, like, this was kind of like the test, like, Is it possible for a video game which is only 7 years old to fill me with waves of nostalgia? Answer, yes. Because as soon as Classic Mode launched, I made myself a Miracle Rogue, and I went in there, and, like, I miracled the shit out of somebody, and I was like, yup, Classic Mode, baby. And, like, since Classic Mode has launched, I have spent all of my time on Classic Ladder, and all of the games I have played are Classic. I just love being able to go into my card organizer and just have this, like, reflexive, familiar feeling and being like, oh, okay, like, I remember all of the Tier 1 decks from 7 years ago like the back of my hand. You know, I remember how to run those decks. I remember, like, the counter strategies when people try to fuck with those decks, like I know what to do when somebody tries to fuck with my Miracle Rogue. I know what to do when somebody tries to fuck with my Handlock. So I've been out there running lots of Face Hunter, lots of Handlock, lots of Miracle Rogue. And I tell you what, I refuse to stand trial at The Hague for any of that. Like, I will run Handlock until I die. And it's been a good time. World of Warcraft was a lot older when Blizzard introduced, like, classic World of Warcraft. But for a game which is 7 years old, I am enjoying a mode which recreates the experience of launch. Just having those cards, not having any of the nerfs that happened later on. Like, in classic mode, Leroy Jenkins is 4 mana, not 5 mana. So it is possible for rogues to yo-yo Leroy using Shadow Step 3 times in one turn. And so you can Leroy Shadow Step, Cold Blood, and, like, OTK somebody with Leroy. And it feels good, man. Feels good. I just wonder, like, if they'll eventually do with, like, classic mode Hearthstone what they ended up doing with, like, classic mode World of Warcraft, which is, like, slowly rolling out the old expansions to the classic mode. Like, will they eventually be like, okay, classic mode, and, you know, like, now with Naxxramas or something? But in the meantime, Hearthstone is a lot of fun for an experience to, like, have this, like, retro feel. And then on the 31st, they're flipping a switch and rotating the core set for standard gameplay. So, like, over 100 cards, which have been legal from day one for Hearthstone, will no longer be legal in standard play. And there will be, like, an entirely different feel to, like, standard legal play when they rotate the core set. And that's the same day that the new expansion launches. And so, like, I'm more excited about the new core set than I am about the expansion. The fact that they're just making the new core set free for every player, just like, fuck it, you have the core set, means that, like, it is about, like, keeping the game vibrant, because they can sell the expansion cards to people. Making the core set free is, like, the connective tissue of the game. It's the thing that'll be able to make players keep on coming back. So once again, like, Hearthstone continues to be, like, better than it has been in years. And I also wanted to check in and eat a little crow, because I know that I did some bitching about the Battle Pass.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how much gold I had at the time and how much gold I thought I was going to get. And I was like, you know, I generally roll into a new expansion with somewhere between 7,000 and 8,000 gold.
That number went up, but okay.
What do you mean that number went up?
Before you were saying around 5,500 to 6,500 gold.
Okay. So before I spent some gold this week to get classic packs to, like, get some of the cards that I had dusted over the years,
Mm-hmm.
I had 11,900 gold.
Jesus Christ, fuck off, Brian.
That seems like a lot of gold.
It's a lot more than what he normally has.
Right. And so, like, I spent a bunch of gold on classic packs and still had 8,500 gold after, like, dumping a bunch of, like, gold and classic packs. And I was like, wow, like, I've made so much gold in the battle pass that I was able to, like, dump a bunch of gold on classic packs, and I still have 8,500 gold for the expansion when the expansion rolls out.
And that's when you went, oh, whoops.
And they also, like, this week made an announcement about the battle pass, where it's going to get even more generous once the expansion launches. They're like, hey, like when the next season rolls out, the battle pass is getting like even more generous. And I was like, oh, I'm like, whoops, fuck me, I guess. Like, there's enough like real stuff to bitch about with Activision Blizzard. There are real and legitimate terrible things that they do, like hiring torture apologists.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, so like, hey Activision, I will talk about the things that you do which are actually garbage. Don't worry. But I'm willing to eat shit on this. Eating it now.
Okay. No, yeah. Like, it's just like I remember you talking about the battle pass. I'm like, wait, but no, hold on. That makes sense though. That seems right. But okay. Yeah, it's chill. Like, fuck Activision Blizzard, just, generally. But in this instance, they were correct.
So I'm a member of a group on Facebook for people who worked for the company currently known as GameStop, formerly known as Babbage's, who worked for the company before a certain year. Because like our memories and our experiences working for that company are
fundamentally different.
Like, the things I remember about the way the company was run are like radically different than Tegan's experiences. And so there was a thing that just happened that made me sad, which is that there was one store left in the company that was being operated as a Babbage's. And it was like a byproduct of the terms of the lease that GameStop had with that mall. Mm-hmm. And also like local law about like rebranding and renovations of businesses. And so like basically GameStop was in a situation where if they wanted to continue to operate this store would have to be operated as a Babbage's. And so there was a last Babbage's, and it was in Colonial Park Mall in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And the last Babbage's closed. It died due to the pandemic. GameStop chose to close it as part of like its last, like wave of store closures. But this place where like when you would go in and you would buy a video game, it would still come in like the classic like Babbage's plastic bag, still had like the Babbage's name tag, it was entirely unrenovated because they couldn't because of the terms of the lease. So it had the twin maroon columns, it had like the white slat walls. It had like the silver plate on the back wall with like an etched picture of Charles Babbage and like a biography of Charles Babbage. Like all the signage in the store was Babbage's signage. It was like the last vestige of this like thing that is like tied to my teenage years. And like so all of us in this group were like very, very sad. Mm-hmm. The last Babbage's closed. When you would call the store, they would answer the phone Babbage's, and people were like, wait, I thought GameStop was like, and they would have to like fucking explain. And they did have a sign hung up behind their register that was like, yes, we're GameStop, but.
Oh God, of course.
Yeah, because people like walk in confused and like, I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm like, there is like literally a whole generation of customers who were born after the first Babbage's was rebranded as a GameStop because the first store name change happened in 2001, and it was like a slow transition of like several years. But this was the last one, and it bums me out. So like I don't know, like I am so sad that I don't have like any of like the backpacks or coffee mugs or ephemera that were given to me as an employee from those years ago. Like, I wish I had my Babbage's coffee mug. Like, I would give a legitimate stupid amount of money for a Babbage's coffee mug. Like, because I remember, like, one year that, like, we all got coffee mugs at Christmas, and they were, like, filled with, like, delicious cookies and little, like, cute red wind-up robots, and like we all got a card that was like signed, like actually signed by folks at home office. They're like, thank you for working this Christmas, there's a bonus. In addition to a bonus, here's this like mug filled with like cookies and like a little wind-up robot, and like every employee got them, and I wish I had that mug. And then I think about like Tegan's descriptions of like you know, Christmases in intervening years, and I don't hear any of Tegan's stories involving a handwritten thank you note from home office, a bonus, and cookies.
Brian, I have terrible news for you. I have not once from any job received any kind of handwritten thank you note, bonus, or treat.
Right.
Not from any job I've worked.
Now, like,
they just straight up don't do that anymore.
You've never gotten the fuck you fall in line pizza, which is so often like distributed at like jobs here in capitalism. Like, I thought everybody was given the fuck you fall in line pizza.
I don't know what a fuck you fall in line pizza is.
You know, where like there's like, hey, we understand you guys are concerned about whatever, and you guys are very upset. So we bought you pizza, so you'll shut the fuck up and go back to work.
Oh no, the only time they fed us was when it was so amazingly busy that they knew we literally would not have time to get pizza, to get any kind of meal on our lunch break. That was it.
That is a fuck you fall in line pizza. Is it like, we're afraid you'll complain about conditions, and so here's food.
Then yeah, I guess I've gotten a fuck you fall in line pizza. It didn't feel like that though. Like, I've definitely gotten fuck you fall in line pizzas from like dorms, you know?
Yeah.
Like, hey, quit doing dumb shit. Stop setting the like alarm off at 2 a.m. sort of things, you know?
Yeah.
But
so to pair with my nostalgia and sadness at the closing of the last Babbages, also a video game which I'm not able to talk about playing this fucking weekend is Balan Wonderworld, right? I initially contemplated ordering it from my employer, but I was like, you know what? I'm like, it's been a while since I bought anything from GameStop. Why don't I buy this video game from GameStop? Okay.
How'd they fuck up your order?
Okay, so while I was checking out, GameStop says to me, whoa, Brian, just to let you know, you can continue to check out with free shipping, but if you check out with free shipping, we don't think you're going to get it on launch day. And I was like, oh, yeah? And they're like, yeah, we're pretty sure you're not going to get it if you select free shipping. They're like, so what you need to do is you need to select the $15 priority shipping option if you want it on launch day.
And you believe them that they were going to get it to you on launch day in the middle of a panorama? There's a ship stuck in the Suez Canal, my dude.
They're like, hey, we guarantee you're going to get this on Friday if you give us $15 extra. Oh,
yeah, no, you're absolutely not getting it on Friday.
And so, like, I'm like, okay, so what you're telling me, GameStop, is if I give you $15 more, you're going to give this to me on Friday. They're like, oh, yeah, we guarantee it. We guarantee it. Use the word guaranteed. Have a screen cap that says guaranteed.
Yep.
So I gave them the $15 extra. On Friday, I get an email from GameStop that says, hey, bad news. We think it's going to show up late tonight, but you're still getting it tonight. And I was like, okay, that's fine. That's in line with what I paid for. And then, you know, around 7 p.m., nothing shows up. So I hop onto GameStop.com, fire up the chat, and I'm like, hey, where's my order? And they're like, hey, bad news. We found your order. We're not sure why, but your order was not packed at the warehouse and did not go out. We're not sure what caused that. And I'm like, lol, what? They're like, yeah, we literally didn't pack your order. It's not even that, like, it didn't show up on time. It's just it hasn't even gone out.
Ah, cool. Cool. So they refunded you your money, right? Your $15?
They did not.
Did they offer to?
They did not.
All right.
And they said that your game is now going to arrive on April 1st. And I said, that's literally after the date that you said it would arrive if I had selected free shipping. So if I had just said, fine, I'm cool with it not arriving on Friday, if I had just selected the free shipping, I would have gotten it Monday the 29th. So now what you're telling me is that I'm not going to get it until April the 1st, and I gave you $15 extra. And I said, how about you give me the $15 extra back that I paid you? At which point I was told, yeah, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that.
What?
They refused to refund me the priority shipping fee. And my game will be here on the 1st.
No, that's literally nonsense.
Yeah.
Call them again.
I'm not going to call anybody because I did it through the website. And, like, there are people who work in stores who do not need to hear me bitch about this. Like, they didn't do it.
If you go into a physical store and you complain about it, they will call into corporate, and they will get automatically placed on the escalation line because there's someone in the store complaining. And you don't even have to complain, like, meanly. You can just be like, hey, like, this is a thing. And when I tried to talk to the website, the guys online, they said they wouldn't refund me my money, even though, like, obviously none of this is worked out and they didn't even ship my game correctly. They'll give your information essentially to, like, an escalation hotline. And the escalation person will call you back and fix the situation. Quote unquote, fix it. That's what happened with my Legend of Zelda game when it didn't, when they were trying to tell me that my special edition Zelda game was going to be canceled because my card wasn't charged, and it turns out it's because they didn't update my address correctly. So my charge wasn't going through because it was listed as the wrong address. And I called literally 5 of the 7 days that week trying to sort it out. I was on hold for a total of like 17 hours trying to talk to someone about it. And I ended up going into the store that I worked at and being like, hey, this is a thing. And my manager was like, hey, I got this. And she called and said, hey, I have a customer in the store who's very upset about these things. And they got someone to call me the next day.
When you say 17 hours, Tegan, is that an actual number?
Yeah, that's an actual number. It was like 2 hours a night the first night, 4 hours on a different day. Like, I totaled it up. I was pissed. Because I was calling every day after I got home from work, trying to get this sorted out. And, like, because I got off work so late, I spent so much time on hold. It was really fucking dumb. And, like, by the end of it, I did definitely cuss out a phone rep because I was like, you guys have been trying the same thing all week, and it's not that. I need to talk to, like, tier 2 support, or I need to talk to a manager or someone else because you're not doing your job correctly. And I did definitely curse out the lady on the phone. But it was at the point where it was reasonable to curse. Like, I worked in a call center. I know how shitty it is, but it was past the, like, this is a reasonable misunderstanding situation.
I cannot.
You can't.
I guess they win. Because, like,
What?
I cannot allocate
No,
the...
Brian, give me the phone number. I'll call them. This is ridiculous. Like, it's... The way that customer service is, like, set up, like, is intentional. Like, they don't want the people on the phone to have power to, like, fix a lot of things quickly. Because, like...
Some companies don't.
Yeah, that's true. Some companies don't. Like, if they're just trying to game you, like, sure, I guess you could throw up the flag, but, like, they remain shitty and you don't get your thing. But, like, we can fix this thing. And
also, you don't get your money back, which you should definitely... They should have definitely at least refunded you the priority shipping.
Yeah, it's like...
Like, as a courtesy, because they fucked up and didn't process your order. That's their fault. That's 100% their fault. And they should have fixed it by refunding you the processing fee. At the very minimum. At the very minimum.
And it's just like, GameStop, they had an earnings call this fucking week where they're like, hey, things are bad for GameStop. And I just couldn't help but say, like, as I read the results of that earnings call and go, like, yeah, no shit. You know, like, because they basically, the results of the earnings call read, hey, we put all of our eggs into the hoping that the PS5 and Xbox Series X launch would, like, save our bacon basket.
right.
Mm-hmm.
And because of component shortages, there are nowhere near enough of those fucking things to save our bacon.
Right.
Our bacon cannot be saved by these boxes. And so what GameStop decided to do as a company was, like, do a whole bunch of, like, weird bullshit with the launch of those devices in an effort to try and, like, leverage as much money off of those launches as possible. And it just feels bad. It feels like there's so much about, like, the way that company is run, which is, like, grossly inept. It is ridiculous how little they care about their own employees. It is ridiculous how little they care about their customers. And honestly, their shareholders aren't getting much better of a shake. Like, it feels like this weird zombie like this thing shuffling across the fucking retail landscape, and it's like, why haven't you gone to live in heaven with Sam Goody, Jesus, and all the pandas? Because you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
I mean, I do gotta say, like, at my local, while I was picking up my poot, the manager and the assistant manager quit the night before the Story of Seasons launch. They both left.
Right.
Just keys in the safe, the whole thing. Bye.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't blame them because they apparently left like this big old note that was like, here are all of the reasons we are leaving. And the guy who was stuck like running the shop in the morning was like, yeah, I don't blame them. The reasons they listed were pretty good. And I'm like, oh no. But
I definitely remember that being the vibe in video rental retail in the waning days of video rental. Like, you're walking into a video rental store and like every employee has this like 1,000-yard stare. They're like, ah! And they're just like, working here is a hellscape. And like nothing about it is good. And you would go in and like video rental stores would be covered in all of this kind of like desperate garbage. Like, hey, did you know that you could also buy action figures here? And you're like, hey, do you guys got a copy of this movie? And they're like, no, fuck off. But would you like to buy an action figure? And just, no one wants this. Just,
I like that I can buy figures at GameStop. It makes figure hunting so much easier.
Figure hunting is a really like dangerous game, for being honest.
It really is.
okay, well, yes. GameStop shitted up my order of Balan Wonderworld.
Yeah!
That is the reason I have not played Balan Wonderworld yet. I really wanted to fucking play Balan Wonderworld this weekend.
Give us the phone and we can fucking fix that for you, Brian.
It's true. I have a very particular set of skills.
He really does.
You're going to make tacos al pastor at them?
Oh, no, you can have some tacos. Like, I mean, I think I still have some meat in the fridge, but like, just going to try to get you your game.
He'll make sympathy tacos for you, Brian. Also,
I watched The Last Starfighter, and it's exactly as good as I remember from being 5 years old. The end. What? Rocky, why are you laughing at me? No, it's a big sentiment.
Let's find out. Let's move on. Fuck.
No, it's just like, I feel like Jesus Christ. Like,
you feel like Jesus Christ?
Like, people really don't want to fucking sit around and listen to me talk about, like, The Last Starfighter for 10 minutes.
You don't know that.
I think we should watch this movie.
Cool.
I'd love to do a watch along of it.
Let's do it.
Yeah. It is quintessentially like a video game movie. Like, watching this movie, it made me think that, I guess I am talking about it.
Classic.
We got him.
Yeah. Not the first time this has happened on this show.
Won't be the last either. Thanks, Brian.
Yeah, like, but I remember we recently watched a movie, I guess not at this point recently, but we watched a movie that was a pile of shit, which was called Ready Player One.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, that was like 2 years ago. Jesus Christ.
And part of that horrible, horrible movie was like trying to like convey a sense of hope in the face of desperation and the power of video games. And it does none of that. It does none of that.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know, it's like this total like garbage experience. And The Last Starfighter absolutely 100% is the movie that Ready Player One wishes it was. Just flat out. Period. Like, full fucking stop. I am convinced that Ernest Cline, like, was sitting around in his fucking, like, ivory tower jacking off all over himself when he was writing Ready Player One. And is like, I'm just gonna make The Last Starfighter into, like, this weird pastiche. I'm just gonna spray ideas at it, like, woo, like, look there, there's Master Chief running beside, like, a Care Bear. Woo, isn't that great? Do you like seeing Master Chief beside a Care Bear? No, I don't. I don't. This is stupid. This is fucking dumb. Like, there's no heart in this whatsoever.
Well, that's what Spielberg wanted to do. He wanted to make a heartless video game movie about how video games are bad for you. They're bad for the world.
Well, I guess he succeeded.
Yeah, right? Classic.
But, like, The Last Starfighter is like, a movie about how video games are good for you and about how, like, people in impoverished ecosystems can only often escape them by joining the fucking military.
Yeah. Jeez. I can't wait for the Great American Isekai, whatever that's gonna fucking be.
I think it was supposed to be the Monster Hunter movie.
Ah, don't tell me that.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to be the Monster Hunter movie. I'm sorry. It's literally an American military isekai.
Okay, but see, that's the thing. Like, I don't need American military isekai. Hell, Japanese military isekais are still pretty rare. Like, the only one I can really think about is, like, Gate. But, like, there's definitely a way to do isekai from, like a specifically American experience. Oh, fuck. What if it's, I mean, it's still, like, military propaganda. It's, like, paramilitary. But it's probably going to be a Fortnite insert.
Oh, yeah, you're probably right.
I was 5 seconds away from, like, pulling the trigger and renting Monster Hunter last night. Like,
oh, yeah, you can watch it. Like, it's a terrible movie. But, like, you know, I hear some people think it's fun.
But the better angels of my nature were like, oh man, like that Resident Evil movie series is a mess. And this is going to be the Resident Evil movie series wearing a funny mustache going like, I swear I'm not Resident Evil. And I just can't do that to myself. Ugh. Y'all want to talk about some news?
Yeah, sure. Let's
do it.
Call to action.
Okay, so there's a boat stuck in the Suez Canal. This is my call to action. Okay, guys, I need you to all be aware. There's a boat stuck in the Suez Canal. It is called the Evergreen. It's gone like a little bit ashore because of the same problem I had earlier this week. A big old gust of wind. And here's the thing. There's nothing you can do about it. There's just nothing to do. It's just stuck. Your call to action this week is to not do anything about it.
Just sit with this knowledge, I guess, Tegan.
Yeah, just sit with it. It'll be fine. Like, the boat will get unstuck, and in the meantime, everybody's gotta go all the way around the tip of Africa, and it's very fun to watch. And that's it. Your stuff's gonna take a little bit longer to ship. Sorry. Oh well.
Fuck, what if Brian's Belle in Wonderland is actually on the ship? They just didn't want to tell him.
Nice.
I'm very, very excited about all of the memes.
About relaxing for a minute, because there's nothing you can do about this one? Yes.
Yes.
It's very nice.
Probably one of my favorite of the memes I've seen has been like a gif of the Austin Powers trapped in the tunnel.
Yes. Where he's just backing up into the wall and then going forward into the wall and then backing up into the wall again.
Right, and they've just grafted the fucking evergreen into the hallway, and it's like Austin Powers riding the evergreen, and I'm like, yep, I love this. And also, like, I'm so glad because Itch is got so much more of a positive, wholesome energy than Steam that, like, the number of, like, Suez Canal fucking blockage video games that have launched on Itch, hooray.
If you're curious and you have that fanfiction need, 2 days ago I checked, there are 13 Boat X Suez Canal fanfictions on AO3, if you want.
Oh, God.
If you're interested. And that was a couple days ago. There were 13 of them. So there's probably a bunch more now.
There is, like, one particular game which is launched on Itch called Suez Canal Bulldozer, which is very much going for this, like, Gen 1 Pokemon vibe in its aesthetic.
Very nice.
It looked good. I thought I threw a picture of it in chat.
You threw something in chat. I'm afraid to click it. Rocky, you click it. Tell me what it is.
Fine. Let's try opening it in Chrome. Oh, yeah, it is an image. But Brent sent it wrong. Give me a second. There you go.
Oh, that's cute.
Mm-hmm.
It's super stuck. Yep. Aww.
Isn't it great?
That is great.
It is so great. So, like, shout-outs to Suez Canal Bulldozer on Itch. Like, you're definitely the monarch of Suez Canal games. Like, you're adorable. You're so cute. That they got this game done in, like, a day, and that it's actually not a pile of shit is even better. So, good on them. That's not even in our news. I like it, though. Our call of action is to do nothing.
Yeah, our call of action is to relax. Check out some boat memes. Don't constantly refresh your tracking information right now. Just let it go. It's alright. It's coming. Eventually. So anyway, now we got news. This is the news. Microsoft has rebranded their live service. And also might buy Discord. I hope they don't buy Discord. But anyway, so the rebrand is from Xbox Live to the Xbox Network. Ooh, so fancy.
Mm-hmm.
And in a statement, a Microsoft spokesperson said that Xbox Network refers to the underlying Xbox Online service, which was updated in the Microsoft Service Agreement. The update from Xbox Live to Xbox Network is intended to distinguish the underlying service from Xbox Live Gold memberships. A bunch of people kind of realized this was coming because the name change originally appeared in August when Microsoft updated their terms of service. But also, that was when Microsoft did that thing where they announced a price hike for Xbox Live Gold and then immediately reversed it because everybody got mad.
Right.
For a lot of people, the name change kind of went under the radar. They are planning on dropping the subscription requirement for free-to-play games on the Xbox Network, but they haven't said exactly when that's going to happen. So, watch out. Maybe soon. People are thinking about June, possibly, but definitely before Christmas. And other than that, there were some rumors that Microsoft was going to go ahead and buy Discord, and I hope they don't, because first they killed their own messenger system, and then they bought Skype while they were killing their messenger system so that people would use Skype, and now, we're in the middle of a whole personal pan pizza, and Skype is tolerable, but Discord's really fun, and I don't want them to buy Discord, because Discord's really fun.
Tegan, I have bad news. Tegan, I'm sorry.
What's the bad news?
Microsoft wants to buy Discord because they want to walk Discord into a field, tell Discord to look at the rabbits, and then shoot it in the back of the head.
I know that, but I don't want them to do it. See, Discord's fun. I would like Discord to stay fun.
Discord's not publicly traded, though, right?
Right.
That's right.
Yeah, so they could just kind of sit there and say no until they have fuck you money, I guess, and then do whatever they want.
Rocky, picture this. Mm-hmm. You're a person. And then I show up to your house. Okay, we're going to do a thing. You're sure. Mr. Discord. Okay.
Oh. I open the door.
Hi, I'm Phil Spencer. I'm a very cool dad. Please look at my breezy leather jacket. I'm also wearing a t-shirt, which is for a video game which has not had a installment in some years, and you're kind of curious as to whether or not me wearing this t-shirt signals that we're revitalizing the franchise.
Yo, sick shirt, bro. I played that game with my babysitter when I was a kid. What are you doing here?
You may notice that I have pulled up to your house with this tractor trailer hitch, and on that flatbed truck, do you see that oversized check?
Oh, yeah. Did I win a sweepstakes or something? I'm not that old. Do you need to talk to my grandma or something?
You may well be a winner. That is a check for $10 billion fucking dollars to buy Discord.
That's a really big number. Probably too big for me to think about.
Uh-huh. Well, imagine having so much money that you don't ever need to think about anything again. You can just literally just sit there buying NFTs until Daddy Musk takes you to Mars.
Well, I do like NFTs.
There you go. Shall I bring you this cartoonishly large check?
Whoa, but wait a second. Is this about Discord? Where I talk with my bros?
This is about Discord, where you talk with your bros. I assure you that what would happen is that Discord will continue to be a fun and good service and will continue to thrive, much like Skype did and much like Hotmail did.
But they did until they didn't, right?
No. Skype's fine. Hotmail's fine.
Skype's fine.
LinkedIn.
Skype's fine. We say loudly into the microphone so that Skype does not shit the bed on us while we're recording.
Skype's fine. Hotmail's fine. LinkedIn, it's swell.
LinkedIn's okay. It's not great, but
is it
it's work. It's because it's a work spot. That's why it's not fun.
Don't want it to be fun, but ugh.
Yeah, I want it to be business appropriate. I don't want it to be fun.
So, what I'm saying is, why don't we let Discord join the Microsoft family?
I'm just gonna end soon. I don't know what to do here.
Okay.
Say no.
But what I'm saying, yeah, there is a tug of wealth. There is a number. When you hand people that folded sheet of paper and you put a certain number of zeros on it, there's got to be fine, fuck it. If you give me so much money that I could start a foundation with my name on it to rescue llamas or some shit, most people go for the rescue llama money.
I mean, I get that, but Discord is actually made of the goofy tech bros that have been shaking down the industry for decades now. You know what I mean? I mean, they still talk like idiots, you know, but they definitely know what they're playing with, and maybe they get swindled, but I'm not sure that's really going to happen. If like Discord does actually take a deal, because once again, $10 billion is an obscene amount of money by any stretch of the imagination, what they do next might be really strange. Like, not in like, you know, the fuck off and like make a foundation type of way, like some other new disruptive technology.
I mean, I am sure that whatever deal that they would sign would probably include like specific non-competes for like the chat space and like the,
that makes sense.
Yeah, like, and I'm sure that if like they want to, you know, create a disruptive technology that makes your Roomba do your taxes or whatever the fuck, you know, that's fine. But like, it's going to be go away forever, don't do this again. Because if they say go away forever, don't do this again, then what that does is that puts Microsoft into a position where all of a sudden the Xbox network and the existing Xbox family of products is all of a sudden like the best game in town for delivering certain services to people. Imagine like you're like sitting there and you want to fuck off and you want to play games on Steam with people, and like Discord sucks now. And here's Microsoft to be like, hey friend, what if you were logged into Xbox Network right now and you could party up with your friends on Steam using Xbox Network?
I agree that that's an appealing proposal.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Like, I mean, I didn't say all that. Like,
I don't like it either. Nobody here likes it. I'm just saying, like, this is the end game.
That's the game that they want to play, yeah. And, like, that makes sense. And so, like, if I were Discord, which I'm not, obviously, but, like, if I were Discord and they told me, we're going to pay you $10 billion to leave the chat space, I think that the tech bros at Discord, as goofy as they may seem, may be smart enough to say 10 billion's not enough. What else you got?
I am sure. Honestly, if they were like, hey, we want more, Microsoft would be like, okay, but there is a certain amount more that you can get. And I think that getting them out of that space is important to Microsoft's long-term plans. One thing that we have talked about on this show more than once, which I'm sure doesn't make sense to some people, but makes sense to us, is why isn't Xbox Game Pass on Switch yet? It feels like a thing that Microsoft wants, and it's like, what barriers or what things have made Nintendo feel okay with not caving to Microsoft yet on that point? Like, why isn't Xbox Game Pass on Switch? And I think that one of the reasons it is not on Switch is that, like, Nintendo has kind of been able to hide behind Discord. Since people can't really effectively use voice chat features for shit or party up for shit using the tools that Nintendo provides, users, plucky people like y'all and myself have said, like, hey, if I actually want to do anything that involves other people on my Switch, I can just use Discord for it and it's fine. And if all of a sudden that thing which is kind of like propped up Nintendo's online functionality disappears, then now, like, in addition to being a fun service which offers your customers the ability to play our games, Microsoft could show up and like, hey, Nintendo, you guys know how you won't fix your fucking
Except
online? We're Microsoft. Yeah.
If I can't use, like, Discord, something that's, like, off-platform to chat with my friends, I literally never want to use any online gaming chat service ever. I will literally never use one. Y'all will suffer with my silence.
For sure.
You sure you don't want to join the Doritos-branded chat provided by Microsoft?
Yet never fucking not happening. I'm not letting a single dude bro anywhere near a microphone that I can't immediately control who has access to that microphone.
Want to rip into some gamer fuel, Tegan?
Absolutely not. There is no amount of money Microsoft could pay me directly tax-free that would get me on their chat system. No amount of money that they could pay me tax-free to get on their chat system.
Man.
Y'all will suffer with my, like, well, I have to type out everything I want to say. I'll just get real good at interpreting what y'all want to do. It's not, I'm not doing it. I refuse.
I hear you.
Also, I'm still skeptical on, like, the benefits of voice chat in video games.
I think that's fair, Rocky. I think that historians, decades from now, when they look back and they talk about, like, what voice chat did in video games, that one of the things that they will say is that it radically speeded up the ability for Nazis to organize online.
God, like, that's a fun domino, like, push or whatever. God damn it.
Because I remember everybody thought it was funny the first time that, like, there was an announcement made by Activision that they were shutting down COD clans because the CODs were making swastikas out of penises.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, well, at some point, the people stopped making swastikas out of penises and started making swastikas out of their hearts. Fucking throw this planet into the sun. Rocky, do you have a thing which is about the sun or not? Like, what are you going to tell us about?
What?
Are we throwing something into the sun or no?
Oh, right. Okay. No. This is actually pretty chill. So Niantic, they're the devs behind Pokemon Go and formerly Ingress. And, now that they have made this $100 million a day sensation, Nintendo has tapped them in to develop a new augmented reality game that's centered around Pikmin. It's supposed to launch globally in 2021. We have a quote from the press release from Nintendo that reads, "As we continue to expand our games portfolio, it was a natural next step to team up with Nintendo." Oh, this is actually from Niantic. John Hank, CEO. "We're looking forward to shaping the future of AR together, bringing Nintendo's beloved game characters to life for mobile game players around the world." The statement from Nintendo, from Shigeru Miyamoto, apparently, because, his name still has clout. "Niantic's AR technology has made it possible for us to experience the world as if Pikmin were secretly living all around us. Based on the theme of making walking fun, our mission is to provide people with a new experience that's different from traditional games. We hope that the Pikmin and this app will become a partner in your life." Pre-registration is now available. A link attached to both the press release and our show notes. So yeah, there's going to be a Pikmin AR game. Shigeru Miyamoto's in, It's supposed to launch in 2021, and that could be cool.
That is interesting to me.
Cool.
Is it going to get you up and moving, Brian?
Oh, absolutely not.
Huh.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
I'm more interested in the business of it. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We've kind of seen, like, Nintendo pull back from a lot of, like, their, like, I guess, experiments in the mobile space because they didn't necessarily work out the way that they thought they would.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very clear that, like, the thing that did work out was having
Pokemon
people
Go?
Yeah, I was gonna say having people show up in front of a Target because it's a fucking Pokestop.
Yeah, that was a good summer.
To be fair, Fire Emblem Heroes has also done really well, but it definitely just co-opted gacha technology.
Came for your wallets, and people said yes.
Right, but, like, everything else just, like, fell flat on its face. Like, Super Mario Run was, like, $10 of not fun.
Pocket Camp is also still doing well. Like, I mean, it was, like, apparently universally reviled when it came out, but the people that are playing it continue to play, and they seem to be having a good time.
But even if it is, like, less hated now, Rocky, as far as, like, scale of revenue that it represents for Nintendo, is nowhere near what, like, their mobile Fire Emblem game or Pokemon did.
Yeah, of course.
It may be, like, less hated. People might not think it's a pile of garbage now, but it's still not pulling in the money.
Well, I mean, how is, like, it's $100 million a day. Like, that doesn't sound fair.
Sure, but, like, Pokemon and Fire Emblem are, like, orders of magnitude better. And, like, when you're a publicly traded company, what good is money unless you have all of it?
Okay.
It kind of seems like them going to Niantic again is, like, trying to capture that, like, magic in a bottle. It kind of feels like that monkey paws wish of, like, hey, I'll tell you what, you wanted Captain Falcon to come back. well, don't worry, he's just down the street, you know, like you just have to go like shake hands with Captain Falcon and AR. Also, that'll be $5. Just, I think if this Pikmin game does well, we will see like a lot more of this.
I mean, maybe this new, or I guess continuing collaboration is another shot at Nintendo trying to take over the world. But I think it's more focused on like this whole like health game initiative that's like much older than their forays into like the mobile space.
Right.
It's just a race to get like the effective game first.
Right. Like, and they've definitely been hits and misses, like between stuff like, I don't know, Wii Fit Adventure and like, Wii Fit and like Ring Fit Adventure. Fuck. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon Go is definitely a thing that got a lot of people more active. And they definitely like, you know, teased a suite that I still want to hear more about between like Pokemon Sleep or whatever. But, you know, maybe they just killed it and that's fine. Like if they killed that and they're working on this and it's like a Pikmin walking game, that could be cool. I don't know. Like, it seems like people watching plus. And I don't know, people watching is actually fucking dope. It's underrated.
Speaking of people watching, I've been watching Reggie Fils-Aimé. And you know what I saw?
What's up?
Him leaving GameStop's board of directors.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. The Reginator, his body is no longer ready, and he and 8 other members of their board will be exiting GameStop's board of directors at their annual shareholder meeting this summer. This was revealed in an SEC filing by GameStop. Other members of the board who will be leaving include former Walmart CEO William Simon and PetSmart president and CEO James Szymanczyk. What GameStop had to say about this large turnover on their board, because like it should be pointed out that like it's 9 members of the board. Like Reggie's the only one who's like what I would call like a game culture celebrity, but it's a large percentage of their board.
Yeah, that 9 is a lot of board members.
What they had to say was, turnover on our board will disrupt any operations and our strategic focus or ability to drive stockholder value. And if we fail to attract and retain new skilled personnel for our board, our business and growth prospects could disrupt our operations and have a material adverse effect on our operations and business. I am certainly curious about like why so many members of their board are leaving all at once. It feels like a big deal.
Well, there's got to be some kind of underlying reason, right?
Oh, sure. It has nothing to do with my copy of Balan Wonderworld.
Right. No, absolutely not. But
so Reggie joined the board last March. He joined the board at the same time as 3 other people. Coincidentally, the 3 people who joined the board with him are all ones who are leaving at the same time. And when Reggie joined the board, he said, the gaming industry needs a healthy and vibrant GameStop. Reggie hasn't said anything publicly about GameStop since saying the industry needs a healthy, vibrant GameStop. Like, that was the last time he talked about GameStop in public. And GameStop CEO George Sherman also didn't have anything to say during their earnings call last week. Didn't mention people leaving the board. Didn't really talk about, like, long-term planning for the company. Basically, they're like, hey, that thing that happened with our stock was weird. Also, the PS5 and Xbox Series X are not saving us, and profits are 125% below estimates. So they're pretty squarely horse-fucked. So I don't know. I don't know if these are all people just like recognize that like it's a sinking ship and they want no part of it anymore, and that there's nothing that can be done at this point, or if they have questions about the ethics that the company has demonstrated over the last year, and that now that they have an opportunity to leave, that they are like the shit that GameStop has done with the personal pizza party over the last year has definitely raised some questions. Like, and the answer to most of those questions are, Jesus, that's not right. So I'm curious. We'll continue to watch. Rocky, I think you want to talk about something less terrible?
Oh, yeah. Sony's giving away more video games. The official reason, it's a part of their Play at Home initiative, which is to, you know, encourage people social distancing and staying at home by giving them more games to play. It actually started about a month ago. They gave away Ratchet and Clank, the 2016 version. And that is unavailable by the time this podcast goes up. But since then, they announced that they're going to be giving away 10 more games. The big story is that Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition will be available for free from April 19th to May 14th, and you don't need a PS Plus subscription to get the game. So if you haven't fucked with Horizon Zero Dawn, it's gotten some positive feedback on this show, maybe give it a shot. But the other games that they're offering are mostly non-AAA titles. It's Abzu, Enter the Gungeon, Res Infinite, Subnautica, and The Witness, and 4 PSVR offerings, which are Astrobot Rescue Mission, Moss, Thumper, and Paper Beast. These 9 games will be available until 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on April 22nd.
I'm about to do a public service message here. Mm-hmm. I think Abzu is pretty great. I could take it or leave it, though. I don't think it's critical to your life as a human to play Abzu. However, for the love of all things holy, please, 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 someone is giving you the chance to play Res for free. Fucking go download Res. I mean, wow. The game is amazing. The game is so good. It's one of those perfect gaming experiences. Also, The Witness. I think that there was a great moment on this show because, like, Witness came out the year before this podcast started, where Rocky and I discovered that, like, The Witness was apparently very high on both of our game of the year list for the year before Possible Coin started. And I continue to stand by it. The Witness is amazing. Like, it is a transcendent gaming experience. Like, there's stuff it does with puzzling, which is just perfect. If you want a mouse to own your heart, Moss has a mouse that will own your heart. So please, go get those games. Get them.
At least get Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, definitely.
Enter the Gungeon's also pretty cool.
Yeah.
Also, Subnautica is something that doesn't actually get talked about enough, but it's actually a really cool video game.
Same for Thumper.
That's fair.
Yeah, Thumper's great.
Unless you're playing on Stadia. In that case, fuck Thumper.
Oh, God, yeah. Please don't play Thumper on Stadia.
Yeah, play it for free on PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
Or VR, rather, but, whatever.
Gather round, friends. It is time for Brian to do a disclosure. The story that I am about to talk about and the opinions I'm about to share are my personal opinions and are not reflective of Amazon, as I am going to talk about Twitch. So there is a channel on Twitch that experienced an explosion in popularity. The name of the channel is Stop Sign Cam. And it, just skyrocketed in popularity last weekend. Starting last weekend and up through Tuesday of this week, there were people who were doing stuff like getting out of their cars at the stop sign, doing a backflip, and then driving through the stop sign. 2 a.m, lightsaber duels, constantly flying drones over the intersection, etc. So what happened was, first, the stream got some press on our live stream fail, which brought attention to it. But then there was an intern for 100 Thieves, which is the outfit that Nico Lull is hooked up with. This intern JHB team promoted the stream to his channel, and then he made a TikTok about it, and it took off like a rocket. And it got to the point where there were tens of thousands of people in there at a time, upwards of close to 100,000. People started making shirts. The community divided itself into 3 different camps to describe what they believed to be the behaviors by cars at the stop sign. There were rollers, pausers, and stoppers, and you had to identify whether you were a roller, pauser, or stopper. So, it was amazing how quickly, a subculture popped up around this fucking channel. But then on Wednesday, the channel went down. And the owner of the channel, announced, that it was a permanent shutdown, that the channel will not be coming back. And so people hopped into the Stop Sign Cam Discord, which, because it is not yet owned by Microsoft, is not sponsored by Doritos, trying to figure out what was going on. And we eventually got a quote from the operator of the Stop Sign Cam channel who said, I had a neighbor get a couple of pizza deliveries in a row. She called about it. She said that she loved the chat and that she found it funny, but she was worried she would get more. And I told her that neighbors are more important than a stream and stopped streaming. Stop Sign Cam's owner has now removed all of the VODs from the channel and the YouTube channel. So, congratulations, Internet. This is why we can't have nice things.
Wait, she got pizza?
Basically, they confirmed that, like, people that she did not know had her address.
Right.
Oh, I see.
And we're just, like, sending, like, pizza en masse to the house.
Yeah, but, you know, it's not going to stop at pizza.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know it's not going to stop at pizza, but I'm like, wait.
And also, if you have, like, a dozen pizzas show up to your house, Tegan, you now have a responsibility for, like, disposing of fucking a dozen pizzas.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But I was under the impression that it was a hack traffic cam.
No.
No, okay. It was just a stop sign cam that some dude set up.
Yeah, he set up a cam. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Just facing the stop sign.
Gotcha.
And, you know, when it was, like, a low-key thing, you know, it was, like, people had a good time. Like, is this car actually going to stop? Is it not going to stop? Is it going to roll through? Is it going to pause? Like, is it going to come to a full stop? Like, you know, there was fun when people were behaving appropriately. There was a person who went and stood on the side of the road holding a stuffed Pikachu for some time on the sidewalk where he was not blocking traffic. And then sometime later, a person ran down the street and took the stuffed Pikachu from him and ran away. We, the audience, don't know whether or not, like, the two were in on it together or what, but, like, nobody at this point was, like, bothering the houses around the stop sign. Like, they weren't bothering these people.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody had to go, like, well, I guess this won't be fun until I try and abuse the neighbors. Like, and this is... I'm so disappointed in people.
I mean, I don't think that was the intent.
Sure.
The intent was probably just to get more traffic.
I mean, I know that, like, they're doing something like ordering pizzas to the house because they wanted the experience of, like, they wanted to see the pizza delivery car show up. That's what it was. They wanted...
Right.
Like, oh, look, there he is. Like, there's the pizza delivery guy. Like, we did it, guys. But...
Yeah, and someone paid for those pizzas, so it's not like that person... I understand 100% why that would be frustrating and freaky, but... It's not credit card theft, at least. It's just creepy.
But, Tegan, you're a woman on the internet.
Yeah, I am a woman on the internet. Mm-hmm.
And so, if someone sends you pizza, which essentially says, I know where you live.
Oh, yeah, no, if somebody sent me pizza that essentially said, I know where you live, I would absolutely go over to that neighbor's house and be like, hey, this isn't cool at all. Like, meh. So I do understand. Right. But I don't think they were doing it to be malicious.
I agree with you. I don't think they were doing it to be malicious. But I'm not sure that matters here.
Right.
Yeah, I'm also not sure that matters. But I don't think it's fair to just say, this is why we can't have nice things. I think it's more, this is why we have to teach people to be better.
Yeah.
Because those things were probably done by people who didn't intend to be malicious and didn't realize how creepy that is.
I think it could have been a teachable moment. I think this particular streamer could have taken responsibility for it in a different way that would have allowed the channel to continue. But I do respect their choice not to simply try to cut it off at the head.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think it's fair to consider what kind of, like, time and bandwidth and resources they're able to allocate into...
As a solo creator.
Right, exactly. And... if this is a person who's like, the way that this stream is escalating in popularity is going to require, like, labor resources that, like, I don't have to allocate then to continue to operate it is unsafe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
So, if they didn't think they had the bandwidth, I definitely respect the decision. But another weird Twitch story.
I do like that the neighbor was like, hey, this is weird, and they were like, got it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I am on top of this.
Yeah. So hopefully, like, maybe there could be, like, I'm trying to think of, like, ways a stop sign cam could return that would be, I guess, like, less sketchy.
In a non-residential neighborhood, perhaps?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Either that or it'd have to be more firmly controlled, which is, you know, a different consideration.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Goodness.
So if you're thinking of setting up a stop sign cam, mods, and IP blockers.
Yeah, there's things you got to think about.
Yeah. Is this our show?
There's things you now have to think about because some people couldn't be chill.
I have late breaking news.
Okay.
This is very late breaking news. Stop sign Cam appears to be back.
Same place?
It is not in the same place.
Okay.
Is it new operator or just new camera?
No, it is the same channel.
But it's just live and like it wasn't before.
They're not live right now, but they were up yesterday for, it looks like 2 hours. The cam is in a different location.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So maybe the recipe is like a roving cam, like don't always show the same intersection, but I don't know if people will, I guess, get off on that as much.
I hope there's like some rules on there that are like, hey, don't be fucking weird about this.
Yeah, I think some adjustments are probably necessary.
Agree. Strong agree.
Well, you'll have to let us know if they make necessary adjustments, Brian.
Will do.
So everyone, this has been our show. It's called Impossible Coin. We're here every week. You probably know that by now. You can find us wherever podcasts are found. iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, and SoundCloud. We're not going to hit SoundCloud today. I don't feel like it today. But I do want to shout out that the music at the beginning and end of this podcast was produced by our friend Big Sach. You can find his work on SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/BigSachNJ. And if you want to talk to him, you can find him on Twitter at Hillary_Swank. Our logo is also a t-shirt. It was designed by Lauren Moran. You can find her on Twitter at Lauren Moran and consider donating to her Patreon. She does the good work. And speaking of Patreon, we have one of those too. You can find us at patreon.com/ImpossibleCoinPodcast, where you'll have access to our artisanal show notes, but also our premium watch-alongs and audio essays about things we care about. Anime and wrestling episodes are forthcoming. If you want to talk to any of us directly, you can find us on social media. It's all Impossible Coin, no dashes or underscores or anything weird like that. I'm on Facebook and Instagram. Brian's on Twitter. Tegan's on Tumblr. But that's us. That's the show.
It's true. Don't cause trouble on stop sign cams. And get me my game. Peace.